If a megalodon were dropped into the modern ocean, could it reclaim its throne? You open your eyes, a bit disoriented. What you see isn't your familiar ocean. The water temperature around you is freezing, and there's a strange scent in the water. Most importantly, the whale you just caught is nowhere to be found. Your head is spinning with questions, but you don't have time to dwell on them. Only one thought remains in your mind. You're starving. You scan your surroundings and spot a school of tuna not too far away. You accelerate and charge at them from below, but the school instantly scatters. By the time you turn around, they've completely vanished. Tuna can reach speeds of up to 75 kilometers per hour, whereas you top out at 35. You simply can't catch them. You are absolutely starving. In the past, you wouldn't have even bothered with these things if they swam right into your mouth. You then lock your sights on a female sea lion that has just slipped into the water. You sink to the seabed, hugging the reef to find the perfect angle, and launch yourself upward like a cannonball. The sea lion spots you in the final half second. Her whole body jolts as if struck by electricity, springing diagonally upward. Unsurprisingly, you miss completely. You charge a second time, but the sea lion pulls off a drift on the surface unlike anything you've ever seen, darting into a patch of rocks. You're stunned. It's one thing for tuna to be fast, but since when did a bite-sized snack like a sea lion become so elusive? It makes perfect sense that you don't know. Over 3.6 million years of being relentlessly hunted by great white sharks, they've dumped every single evolutionary skill point they've earned straight into agility. Today, a sea lion's maneuverability far surpasses yours. Meanwhile, you are 18 meters long and weigh a massive 50 tons. Your skeletal structure makes your turns as sluggish and clumsy as a heavy-duty semi-truck. You try a few more times near the island, coming up empty every time. On the third day, you hit the jackpot. A dolphin swimming sluggishly. You ambush it from below and nail it. The dolphin barely puts up a fight. This is your very first meal since arriving in this era. Dolphin blubber is much thicker than fish fat, and just one mouthful instantly warms your entire body. At your size, you need to consume 100,000 calories a day, equivalent to the daily intake of 50 grown adults. Now, you have to hustle desperately every single day just to find food. A few days later, you swim into a dead zone in the ocean. Think you're about to feast? Think again. You taste one of the dead fish, and the flavor is so rancid it almost makes you throw up that dolphin from a few days ago. These fish were wiped out by a red tide caused by industrial pollution. Your instincts scream that something is very wrong, and you get the hell out of there. On your 10th day in this world, you encounter a lost humpback whale. It's only 8 meters long and moves clumsily. Your survival instincts kick in instantly. This is your staple food. You begin to dive, slipping into its blind spot directly below. Thrashing your tail fin violently, you shoot upward like a torpedo, slamming directly into its chest cavity, crushing its ribs and heart. Your 30-ton bite force unleashes in a flash, your teeth cleanly severing the humpback's tail. High-density whale blubber floods your esophagus, a long-lost fuel that instantly raises your core body temperature. During the megalodon's reign, the oceans were teeming with small to medium-sized ancient baleen whales. To you, they were essentially floating blocks of high-energy fat. Hunting them carried zero risk to your life while perfectly satisfying your massive caloric needs. 3 months later, you cross paths with a female great white shark. As soon as she gets a good look at your sheer size, realizing you are more than 3 times her length, she turns tail and runs. This encounter harbors 2 brutal truths. First, great white sharks already existed back in the megalodon's era. When food became scarce during the Ice Age, great whites used their smaller size and lower caloric needs to snatch up the small to medium prey that megalodon pups relied on, ruthlessly outcompeting your species into extinction. Second, great whites only dominate the modern oceans because the megalodon disappeared. With the megalodon resurrected, great whites are forced to surrender their coastal territories. Those that once hunted seals near islands are now driven into the colder, northern seas. A month later, while on the hunt, you suddenly sense a rhythmic vibration traveling through the water from a distance. You lack external ears, but your inner ear's auditory system acts as the most terrifying radar in the ocean. You detect a cluster of prey heading straight for you, drawing closer by the second. Soon, a pod of black and white creatures comes into view. You've never seen anything like them before, but you are 3 to 4 times larger than any single one of them. Instinctively, you unhinge your massive jaws. The pod of killer whales comes to a screeching halt 100 meters away. 2 groups flank your sides, while a third positions itself dead ahead. For the very first time, you realize you are being targeted from 3 directions at once. 3.6 million years ago, no creature would have dared to surround you. This level of tactical coordination requires real-time ultrasonic communication to swap positions, a hallmark of highly social marine mammals. With a muffled thud, an orca rams into you, but it fails to even budge you. Instead, the massive recoil from your body fractures its ribs. A great white shark weighs a mere 2 tons and can be easily flipped over by an orca, but you are a 50-ton behemoth of pure muscle. Capitalizing on the momentum, you unleash a sweeping tail strike, brutally swatting the orca on your left that was trying to tear at your pectoral fin, drawing blood. Just then, the one in front darts to your right. You whip your head around, jaws gaping wide. Blood billows into the water. You brace yourself for a coordinated swarm, but the pod of killer whales backs off, holding their ground at a safe 50-meter distance. They are doing the math. They can toss around great whites with ease, but going toe-to-toe with a leviathan like you would cost them their entire pod. Rather than waging a war of attrition, they escort their injured companion and retreat. You've won, proving once again who is the undisputed king of the coastal waters. Yet, you feel no sense of victory. Over the next few months, you roam the entire ocean, only to realize that the most terrifying thing about this era isn't the killer whales. It's the sheer lack of blubber. Nearly a century of relentless human whaling has decimated the populations of blue whales, fin whales, and bowhead whales by over 90%. The hunting tactics you once prided yourself on are completely useless in an ocean practically emptied of large whales. Those lightning-fast dolphins and sea lions aren't even enough to serve as an appetizer. Furthermore, the deep sea is a death trap for you. As a warm-blooded creature, diving down there means you would freeze to death from hypothermia. You are effectively marooned in the coastal shallows. By day, tens of thousands of tons of human steel freighters cruise right over your head. The deafening roar of their propellers and the piercing screech of their sonar send agonizing pain through your inner ears, throwing your sense of direction into total disarray. In your 7th month, you encounter an 18-meter-long sperm whale riding a warm monsoon current. It is the largest toothed whale of this era, preparing to dive into the abyss to hunt giant squid. The two of you lock eyes. The sperm whale blasts you with a sonar pulse. 20,000 watts of acoustic energy that scans right through your bones and internal organs like a high-intensity X-ray. The sheer force of the pulse leaves your body numb, but the whale shows no signs of hostility. Its lineage has survived for over 20 million years, making it incredibly intelligent. With a sweep of its massive tail, it glides right past you, plunging straight down into the pitch-black abyss. You are left hovering there, watching it fade away into the crushing darkness. You finally grasp the ultimate law of the modern ocean. Out here, survival of the fittest doesn't mean survival of the biggest. It's about who can adapt to the rules and stay alive. Years pass, and you have become the loneliest creature in this ocean. You didn't reclaim your throne. Great white sharks still prowl the waters, and killer whales still pack hunt seals off the coasts. You are no match for modern human technology, and today's ecosystem simply cannot sustain an ancient leviathan. Yet, relying purely on your primal instincts for survival, you managed to carve out a meager existence in the margins of a world ruled by humanity.